On the left hand side here you have channels 1 through 16. Then when you select this, it goes channel 17 through 32. You can also view your aux sends and returns. You can also look at your bus master here. We're typically always going to be on channel 1 through 16. That's where we access everything that we need. Now on this side of the console you can access the group DCAs, bus 1 through 8, bus 9 through 16, matrix. Any of these buttons that you're touching have no effect on the sound. It's strictly bringing the information forward that you need to access. Now when you're working on a particular strip, in this case we have DMX coming in here, anytime you want to work on a strip you have to select that strip. It has to be highlight. You can be over here, you think you're working on your bass over here and you're making all kinds of adjustments. The fact is the one that's highlight is the one that you are actually manipulating. And when you are manipulating those strips, there's these view buttons. So if I want to look at the EQ for that particular strip, I just have to hit view. If I want to look at the aux sends, I can hit view there. If I want to look at gates, view. Again, none of these things affect the sound. This is purely navigation of the board. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rotary knobs. They're also touch knobs. So everything that relates above the knob, you'll see as I rotate, you see the number change. Also, if I push down, it gives you an option. In this case, it's to link the thing. So that's true for all rotary knobs. Now, if you look here, there are tabs across the top here. To navigate those, you use your page select. So left and right will get you to where you need to be. And also, if you look right here, you see there's a 1 and a 2. What that is there's 2 layers to that particular tab. If I page down, you see the information. Again, these knobs relate to what's going on here, and then you go back to page 1. As well as all your main home, meters, routing, setup. Those are all different screen selections that you can make. But now you're looking at an x32 producer. Slightly different interface, smaller screen, smaller work surface. So there's a couple things you need to do to ensure that you're looking at the correct things. For example, on your inputs, if you hold down 1 through 8 and 9 through 16, you'll see both lights turn on. What that means is now this entire board, right up to your master left, right, is inputs. So if I select number 1 and you look at the small screen up here, you can see number 1 is RF1, RF2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right to lectern, lectern 2, and so on for the rest of the board. So that matches a full x32 across the board. If you need to look at your outputs, you're going to select matrix here. Now this side of the board is showing you matrix, and if I select that strip, you can see inside 1, outside 2, outside 3, same as the full x32. Another thing to note about this console, it's a smaller screen and there's some things that have to be addressed. You'll notice that you have buttons down the left side and right side. Scenes actually exists on this upper level, not down low on the x32. Another thing to note, and it's really kind of important because it'll mess you up, is these rotary knobs are wider than the actual size of the screen. So on the x32 regular, everything directly above correlates to what's on the screen. In this case, it's not. In fact, you can see these little angled lines. They tell you where things are headed. So you might think that this is the link button associated to this because it's directly above it. Not the case. So you got to be very mindful, always look for that. So in this case, if I select link, yes, I want to link that. Turn it off. Just be mindful of those angles and that what's directly above it is not true to what you're adjusting.